All right, guys. All right, guys. My name's Andrea Rosser. So excited to get you started with your advanced getting started training. So this level is for those of you that have already started building a business. You've reached Golden Ultimate. You're already kind of moving down the pipeline in your personal business with Partner Co. And we want to take it to the next level. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Here we go. And we're going to walk you through what we do for our partners as we're getting people started. And if you see yourself anywhere in here, you're like, well, wait a minute, I don't know how to do that. Hopefully, we're going to answer those questions for you. But it's really from the mindset of you're already getting started, you're bringing people on board. So, how can you set them up for the maximum success so that they can win with Partner Co? So, first of all, the moment they enroll, like I'm telling that minute, I am going to, well, I'm going to show you the second I enroll somebody and I put it, sorry for making you seasick, sick right here. I'm going to send every single person the start here link. Okay. The minute they enroll. Why? Well, one, it's going to make my life a little bit easier because it's going to give them a link to install boards. It's going to give them our custom board. It's going to invite them to Telegram, to Partner Co-Nation. And then it's also going to welcome them to the team so that we can say, congratulations, great job, and invite them to our basic getting started training. So that's step one. The minute I enroll somebody, I'm going to send them that. And then I'm going to sit down with them, preferably next to them. So they've got, their phone in their hand, and we are working through getting boards completely, like the installation finalized, that I'm showing them, okay, you've got it installed. How does it work? How do we actually use that? And this says make their first post with them. I'm actually going to put it in two categories. I want to make their first post with them that's a personal post. So a little selfie, they smile and say, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm starting something new. I'm going to kick middle age to the curb. And this is my year that I'm going to get a little bit healthier. In their language, whatever they want to say, they don't have to put goals out there. They don't have to put a whole lot, but they just want to create curiosity and invite people. If you'll support me, if you want to follow along, if you want to hold me accountable, give me a heart, comment below. Like they're going to ask their circle to join them. So that's their first post. And then we're going to schedule their first week. So typically I'm like, let's sit down. We're going to make this post right now. We're going to turn on professional mode, and then we're going to go schedule the next 7 days and go get all of that out of the way, because by the time those posts have gone out there, then they're going to be making money. They're going to be moving boxes right away, and it's all built in. They already created that curiosity so that when they make those first posts, they're going, okay, I see what she's doing, right? So that's really powerful. I'm going to invite them to our business groups, to Telegram, to the IPA, and just realize that that's part of that first text that we send, that it's going to invite those people to that. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is once they've moved some boxes, I'm going to walk them through a customer conversion. And so when we do that, sorry, my phone won't stop ringing. We're going to walk them through how to convert a customer. Now, everybody on here already knows that, how to do that, but that's the 4-week follow-up that we use with our customers to make sure that nobody falls through the cracks. Then as soon as they are Golden Ultimate, I'm going to confirm that they have a subscription. I'm going to give you a little tip right here that I do not recommend that they get drops for their subscription. Why? Well, because they're going to be moving boxes. They're going to be buying drops in bulk. So they're going to be buying them for as low as $88 a box. If they subscribe for one box and some other product, then they're paying $123. So we want to make sure that they're getting the most bang for their buck. So I'm going to show them about some of our, subscription products that support you on your drops journey. I'm also going to help them enroll in direct deposit so I'm sure that they can get paid. I'm going to show them how to leverage their next order in order to earn the extra $150, because we all know that fourth box of drops, when they're already Golden Ultimate, they need to place that under somebody else so that they can get full pay on that. And then as soon as they start a team, I'm going to show them how to check their volume, how to figure out where to place, how to make sure that their team is going down the right path and making sure that everybody else is properly trained. So this is kind of my brand partner timeline. When you choose to join me, I want to make sure that I follow all these steps to maximize your success. Now, first one is that direct deposit. Very simple to do, but we got to realize that this is banking information. So we want to make sure that they get all of the steps. So we're going to log into our back office. We're going to go to My Money, or, the 3 lines in the upper left. We're going to go to My Money. We're going to go down to Partner Copay, and we're going to go open up the direct deposit menu. So you click this little plus sign right here, and you're going to see a box where it asks us, how much of our paycheck do we want? How much of your paycheck do you want? I want all of mine. I'm not leaving any behind. So I would highly recommend that you make sure that this says 100%. You're going to put on your banking info. And then at the bottom, we have to say again, because there's going to be some other categories in there. We want to make sure that all of them add up to 100%. So we're going to put save here and save here. So you will have to save it twice. So don't forget that. Just make sure that they're doing it in all the different spots. Now for our subscriptions, sometimes people say, well, I don't know when to put it. It's so confusing to me. Well, I'm going to tell you, we're just going to match the color. That is the easiest way to do it. So we'll say this. If right here under your qualification cycle, you've got some red letters, right? It's giving you a couple sentences there saying that you are not qualified. Well, you're going to pick the earliest date to today, and we're going to get you qualified from today forward. But for most of us, and that just means we missed it, right? We missed it in the first 4 Fridays. We got to get back on track. But for most people, we're going to catch it in time, and it's going to tell us on our dashboard and the main screen what our qualifying week is. Okay, it's going to give us a big circle in that color. So then we're going to pick our product, right? We're going to click on the subscription manager, and then we're going to pick our product. And on the date, I'm going to click on it. This is how I confirm that it matches. I'm going to go find the matching circle. So when they're not clicked on, it's hard to see, at least for my middle-aged eyes. You might be able to see this a little bit better. So I click on the week, and so I can see, okay, this is purple, this is green, this is blue, this one's blue. Okay, I need the red one. I'm going to click on it, okay, to match my red. Now, let's say it was the 31st. I'm going to continue, and I'm going to go to the checkout process, and it's going to look like it's charging me right now. Just know it's not. It's going to charge me when for the, easy for me to say, when the date it comes up. Okay, so if I pick the 31st, that is the day that it's going to charge me for my subscription. So I don't have to worry, even though I set it up today, this is when the charge is going to be. Okay, now the next thing that we already kind of talked about, we want to make sure that we're helping our hive thrive, right? We talk about worker bees. Why do we want worker bees in our business? Well, because that's what's going to allow us to really grow and create something amazing for ourselves, for our team, for all of us. And so the only way that we do that is if we help them. Now, what do worker bees do? Well, they grow, really, they can grow an empire. So what does it mean to be a worker bee? That means I'm posting twice a day. That means that I'm following the system of growth to grow my business so that I can grow my income. And our goal is to grow and have as many little bees in our hive as we possibly can so that we can have a successful, thriving business. So the first thing I do, I already said, I share this right here to make sure that everybody's on board. They have access to all of our information, everything that we need to grow, okay? Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go look in my back office and figure out what's going on, okay? So a lot of the questions that we get is, how do I know where to place my next person? How do I know what people are ordering? How do I know what the status is for my business? A lot of that you can find right here under My Money, okay? So go to My Money, go down to volume, and then it's going to open up a report that's going to look something like this, okay? So your numbers are going to be different. Your lines might be different. But the first thing, if you're saying, well, where do I place my next person? Okay. For this one, where do you think? Which line would you put your next person? Line 1, right? And you can tell that by a couple of ways. One, it's a lower number, right? So I want these numbers to be as close to each other as possible. This one's lower, so I want to grow it so it gets closer to this one. but also it gives me a really great clue in that this one's red. So just think of the red line means stop, not stop working with, not stop loving, not stop that. Just stop the placement. Don't place in that line in this moment. And guess what? This could flip flop 7 times today. Every time you enroll somebody, it might go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, depending on your organization. So before you place anybody, before your downline places anybody, train them to go to My Money and Volume and look at this, okay? Now, this report is so much more important than just that because it tells us a lot about what's going on in our organization. So these are links that you can click on a computer, and they're going to open up and they're going to show you what orders added up to this volume. So if I click on that and I look at this on both or all of my lines, and I click on that and I go look, and I'll tell you, I look at this every single Friday because that's going to give me kind of the whole week to look at because it's going to reset on Saturday morning. So I look on Friday and I go click and I look at the regular orders. I love my auto ships. I love my subscriptions. I'm so grateful for them, and that's what feeds my family. But what I'm focusing on here are the regular orders. So I sort by order type, and you can click right here. I also sort by PV total because I want to look at the top ones first. And then you can actually click in the details on this as well to see, if I click over here in detail, I can see exactly what they ordered. Now, what am I looking for on a quick glance? I'm looking for multiples of 208 and 500. Why? Because if you're ordering 208, you're ordering a 4-pack. If you're ordering 500, you're ordering a 10-pack. And that means that there's a good chance that those bees are being worker bees. They're posting twice a day and they're following the system. But if I see a wonky number, I know I might need to do a little maintenance in there. So I'm going to click at it and I'm going to look. So here's a good example. This one's 576. Well, that's not a multiple of 500. It's not a multiple of 208. So what happened? I'm going to click on it, and what I'll see here is they ordered 11 boxes of drops. Great, except they spent about $30 extra on that 11th box, right? So I'm going to call her up. I'm going to love on her. I'm going to encourage her and say, hey, next time you need more than 10, let's get at least 14 because the cost is going to drop down with that 4-pack. We can hold for, and kind of do some pre-orders, pre-sales, whatever, but we're going to help her save that extra $30 because I don't want you throwing away any of your hard-earned money, right? So that's one of the things. Now, 600 is not a multiple of either of those either, but it looks like maybe Josh ordered he ordered a 10-pack and then a product for himself. Really where we're going to see the issue is when we kind of see in the lower numbers, and you can see where people might have gotten distracted by some of our other products. I love all of our products. Every single product is incredible if Partner Co brings it to market, but you only hear me talking about one. I only talk about drops with anyone until it's time for them to set up their subscription. Why? Because the drops are a show me product. They're a product that we can show before and afters that stop the scroll. A lot of our other products are going to make us feel better. It's going to be phenomenal. We're going to be so happy to be on them, but they don't stop the scroll. So I know if I start seeing a bunch of orders with other products, I know that that team's about to slow down. Happens every time, right? So then I've got to go lovingly go in there and I'm going to course correct and say, hey, I've seen that you've had a lot of orders for X, right? Whatever that product may be. Tell me a little bit what's going on. And they're like, oh, well, I fell in love with, and this is what happens. We've all done it. I fell in love with whatever. And I started telling all my friends about it. And that's what everybody's ordering now. And I'm like, well, you might notice that last week your volume was this, and this week it's this, and that's dramatically down. And it's because all of those products, while I love them, they don't stop the scroll. And so if you want to keep your volume up, you want to keep growing and help your team do the same, we're going to want to stay right over here, right? So we're going to just lovingly course correct. So that's the first thing that I look at in here. Now, the second thing I look at in here is, does the email address match the name on the account, right? So this one, we've got Whitney. We've got Kate, Josh. That doesn't match. We got Aretha. So I'm going to write down Josh because most likely Josh is leveraging orders under Kate. And that's something that I need to know for the future. Okay. So that's the next thing I look at here. Now, the next thing I look at in my back office in order to make sure that everybody's having the maximum success is their striking distance report. And I look at this every single Wednesday because that maximizes the time that I have to work with somebody. And so what I look at is I sort it by week 3. Okay. Now, why? Because I have 10 days on a Wednesday to get these week 3 people across the board to their next level. Okay. The finish line. There we go. And so I start with the golden ultimate. You can also see their rank advancements in here, and that's a phenomenal one to look at to see who's close to getting to the next rank so we can help them as well. But I love looking at these for the golden ultimate every single Wednesday. And this is what I jot down. So I already wrote down Josh because he's building under other people. But then I'm also going to make a list for anybody that's already ultimate. And then I'm going to write down anybody that isn't ultimate yet and what they lack. Okay, so Tina is 192 PV away from ultimate. Okay, so I'm going to write that down. Now I've got Kate that is 424 from getting to elite. So I'm going to write down what's going to take to get her to elite and what it's going to take her to get to ultimate. I'm going to do a little bit of math there because that's really my ultimate goal for her. Okay, so I'm going to write down all of these people. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work the phones. And so anybody, and if you've never looked at this before, start at week 4 because you've got 2 days left, and then go back to do week 3 after that. But we want to start the farthest out because we've got the least amount of time to help them. But I'd say moving forward, focus on week 3 because you've got more time to move the needle. Okay. But I'm going to write down 3 categories. Anybody that's in week 3 and has not received ultimate yet, I'm going to call them and say, hey, guess what? You're only 192 PV away from golden ultimate. Do you know what that means? Do you know the benefits? All right, how can I help you get there? Do you need to place an order? Can I help you with a Facebook Live to maybe stir up some interest? Maybe we need to do a drop talk. I don't know, but we're going to just see what we need to do to help them move that needle. They might just need to know, maybe they didn't even know about it. Next, anybody that's received ultimate, achieved ultimate, and I haven't congratulated them yet. I'm going to call them up and I'm going to congratulate them and say, oh my goodness, tell me about your business. Great work. Congratulations. Are you moving most of your boxes locally? All right, we need to get a drop talk on the calendar, right? Because they've got 30 boxes out there. So we better go scoop up those customers and get a drop talk. And then anybody that's ordering under somebody else, like that Josh email that we saw at the beginning, I'm going to reach out to them and have that same conversation. Congratulations. Not only are you golden ultimate, but you're growing your business and you're leveraging under other people. When would you like to get a drop talk on the calendar? Okay. Now, what is a drop talk? Customer appreciation event, hormones and health. I don't care what you call it, but I'm going to tell you it is a 15-minute presentation, super short. You can do it in person. That's going to be your highest turnover rate, highest success rate at your house, in your living room. It can be at coffee time. It could be after dinner. I don't care what time of day, but it's going to be casual. And I'll tell you the way I describe it is we want it in 1 babysitter hour. What does that mean? That if I've got small kids and I want to go to your event, I need to be able to drive there, see the entire event, chit chat with you after, and drive home all in 1 hour. Now, if I choose to hang out longer than that, then that's up to me, right? But our goal is to be in and out as quickly as possible. We're not there to, bore people, right? Like we don't need to make this last forever. We're just going to be quick and in and out as quickly as we can. And so what do they look like? You're going to welcome people to your home. Hey, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited. Chit chat, all the little things. Maybe you got some little bottles of water, some cups, a bowl of nuts. I don't care. Don't do anything fancy. Don't worry about that. We're not here to impress them with how much of a hostess we can be. We want to share this product. Then we're going to invite them into our living room where our TV is. We're going to walk them through the slide deck presentation that's found on boards under customer conversion. It's that simple. Okay. And everything that we need to say is going to be right there on the screen. Now, if I've got a buddy local maybe the person that introduced me to the drops, somebody that's, within, my vicinity, I might invite them over to partner with me on it. And they might say at the end, thank you so much for being here. And, Cynthia set this up. She's obviously having a great transformation. We want you to have a transformation as well. We don't care what level you partner with us. We're just looking for you to partner with us. Are you a 1, 2, or 3, right? What does that look like? 1, you're going to get another box from Cynthia. 2, you want to save a little bit extra money. Or 3, you want to save and earn. And you guys just let us know the level that you want to partner. Thank you so much for coming. We're going to clap our hands a little bit, and that's it. It's done. They can get up. The magic's going to happen in the mingle. They're going to ask their questions, chit chat. They're going to sneak out if they need to get home, but we're done, start to finish for the whole thing within that 1 babysitter hour, because we want to make sure that everybody goes, I can do that. I have time for this. And my friends would be willing to sit and go through that as well, right? So we don't need to take a ton of time. So that's really it. That's all I wanted to show you guys today. I'm going to leave you with this screen right here for just a quick second, and then I'm going to stop my share. But I'm going to thank you for being here. Jot down my number if you've got any questions, but happy to help any way that I can. So